I think they'll be all right. The Crows played in it last week, and guess what we got? We got our matchup, Phillips on Carney.
Jess Foley, impressive in her first season with the Crows, takes it out of the ruck, gives it to Phillips, looping handball, fourth's there, able to get quick hands back to Phillips, the regather, Jenna McCormick in the centre, back to Jess Foley. She flicks the quick kick out wide. How does it sit for Marinoff? A little fumble. She's got Kangaroos bearing down. One was Ashmore. Bruton goes in hard, putting her body on the line. McCormick again, but Bruton wins the footy. Emerging with it, Carney kicks straight to the opposition. Carney to set up the Kangaroos.
Geez, that was a good, very interesting play by Bethlehem. She took on 2-on-1. She had Stevie Lee Thompson bearing down, and she managed to maintain possession and get it off. It was just that quick kick out. She was under a bit of pressure.
Oh, it's 50. So Ashmore's quick. She'll want to take off. She might have been given away almost this is a double 50. It is. So a double 50-metre penalty, and it's going to draw her almost within range. So Caitlin Ashmore, 1 goal 3 so far this season, has been a little inaccurate, but not on this occasion. And the Kangaroos land the first punt. One of the high-profile switches, and here it is. There's the initial 50 given away by Mules, and then Jess Foley thought that she could play on. Beautiful by foot, and she was able to pinpoint the pass to Jazzy Garner. Garner, a bullet, and it comes off. Mo Hope marks on her chest. A bullet-like pass. So Mo Hope within range from directly in front, sends it on its way. It might have just scraped home. The woman that needs no introduction, number 23 for the Kangaroos, is on the board early.
4-quarter performance, so they're going to have to do something here.
Oh, there's holding off the ball. It was Randall and Phillips. Phillips wins a free kick. And there it is, off the ball. Randall just manhandling her to get the Crows out of first gear here in Werribee. Within range, sends it on its way, celebrates the moment she strikes the ball. Phillips with a captain's goal for the Adelaide Crows. To Lee, looking for Phillips. Randall goes over their head. Duffin just knows when to twist and turn, but she's handballed straight to Phillips, and Phillips doesn't need much space. It's a bouncing ball. Ponta's getting back there. Ponta will run into an open goal.
And just wheeling around onto her right foot.
Chloe Shear had the week off last week because of suspension. Look out, here goes Phillips. Quick handball from Foley, comes out to Jones. Jones doesn't need much space, and she slams it home. It's 3 in a row for the Adelaide Crows.
Here on the sidelines, giving support to his team, knowing today's such a crucial day for them.
Shani Layton, of course, playing for the Pies last night at Princes Park in the heat, and then doing the hard yards on the boundary for us this afternoon. Here goes Jess Trend. Kick was good inside 50, Abertangelo on the end of it. Represented Australia in ice hockey. All these interesting backgrounds. Puts plenty of air in that kick, and just offline. Got right underneath it. Seconds ticking down before quarter time. Can the Roos get one? Alicia King does really well, and then the kick was smothered by Cox. McCormick. Siren sounds. A grand final preview, perhaps. It puts Carney under pressure. Needs to beat a couple. Van Hagen swooping at full pace in the centre of the ground. Kicks towards Stevie Lee. Now, Stevie Lee absolutely loves this situation. Handballs over to Ponta, who's got her second.
Afford to do it because the turnover, when you get that ball going into forward 50, is marked from Emma Humphries, particularly running back with the flight of the ball. You never know who's coming from behind.
Feels like this is the first time we've really seen the Kangaroos lose a bit of confidence in their play, and they might have cost themselves another goal here. They're in all sorts of trouble. Ponta with the handball to Stevie Lee Thompson, who sends it towards goal. Stevie Lee, you little beauty.
Do it, because if you have people defending the corridor, they're going to cut it off, as Stevie Lee did. And the Adelaide Crows are scoring a lot of goals like this today. She's now the leading goal kicker in the competition, Cal.
No easy ball here for the Kangaroos at the moment. Nice spotting of Abertangelo. Puts Gillespie Jones under the pump. Back to Abertangelo. Hope gets on her bike, gets in front, and takes a good mark.
the start of that passage of play was because of Jasmine Garner.
Much directly in front. Team desperately needs this. Her confidence is building with every game, but that one just off the side of the boot. Stanton at the last minute switches sides to Emma King, who knows how to kick them. That's long, but offline.
Something that North's done particularly well this year is
past King, comes to Gillespie Jones. They've got the numbers on the outer wing. Drennan teams up with Jones, Gillespie Jones again. Kick inside 50, waiting for it to bounce was Ashmore. Spins, turns, who's home? Guess who? Emma King. So Emma King lining up for her first for the afternoon. And she converts. And they're able to eat in this margin, the Kangaroos. Just plucked at a high ball, a tough one to read in the breeze. And the quick passage of play to Foley. Puts it out in front of Martin. Now Martin needs to beat Grierson. She picks it up, traps it, kicks towards goal. Stevie Lee's down there. Can she keep it in play? No. Play. Oh, Danielle Ponta, what about the pickup? Traps it, gives it over to Foley. Stops, props, kicks towards Phillips. Strong mark. What about that for a passage of play?
That was beautiful by Ponta. How's the sidestep and a bit of the selling of the candy?
Phillips plays on and puts it out in front of Stevie Lee Thompson, who slides in. And so Stevie Lee Thompson lining up for her 9th goal this season. Sends it on its way. That's way off the side of the boot.
Yeah.
So she does exactly that, drives it long. King comes late, Hope, they almost spoiled each other in the end. Flicks it back to Garner. Garner's a clever player. Over to Ashmore, tries to sidestep around a couple of Crows players, hooks it back, who's home? Alicia King, oh, she was dealt with heavily by Van Hagen. And Alicia King, the smaller King, wins a free kick directly in front. Year-old Alicia King hasn't kicked a goal in AFLW, first year of footy. She's just been cluttered into, and she steadies, she takes a deep breath, and she converts for the Kangaroo.
A really nice user of the ball. That was courage there to sit under that ball, knowing someone was going to come from behind and put some pressure on. Those players in this forward 50, the Crows, one deep too.
Sheer, straight to the opposition again. Grierson almost stunned. Didn't expect it to come her way. Sophie Lee just dribbles it towards Stevie Lee. It's Sally Riley, in fact, the top knock.
And you could just see the impact that that had at that last clearance when you saw Gibson steamroll through.
Sheer, long, beautiful. Ponta plays on. She splits the pack. She runs in and just got a little bit too carried away. Her really put a spring in their step before three-quarter time. Jess Foley takes it out the ruck. Oh, what about the smother by Stanton and the follow-up tackle? Another smother by Bruton. Bruton going in hard. Kick off the ground, favours Eloise Jones. They're out here, the Crows. Stevie Lee Thompson's got no one to go to.
She needs to hold it up here. She needs to let players get back so she's got someone to kick to.
She flicks it wide, fourth standing start. Charging him as Randall. Comes to Phillips. Can she find someone inside 50? She does. Got dropped a few times. She steadies. Sucks in the oxygen. Can she kick 2 in a row for the Crows and skip out to a 17-point lead? No. Still, you love to see that from your rookie players. You might end with a goal anyway. Sheer from a standing start, throws it on the boot. She doesn't take mark of the day, but she's snapped a goal.
Down in the forward pocket is Erin Phillips. She doesn't go down lightly, and 4 Crows players have gone over to see if she's okay. She's getting up very gingerly.
So Britt Gibson's gone forward.
She has gone forward, and
Carney's going to play on. Who's she got? Abatangelo. Sophie Abatangelo. Distance won't be a problem. Question of accuracy, it's offline. Mules just dribbles it. Hatchard was there in front. Randall, Garner rather. And now Gibson wraps up Cox, making sure she goes nowhere. Oh, she's given away the free. Is that for a sling, a little reckless in the tackle? Hands off to Duffin, who loops it to Alicia King.
Poor Jess Trend in that marking contest landed really awkwardly on her right foot. She's down behind play and she's in a lot of pain.
So overlooked for the second draft, absolutely shattered, and then eventually drafted in October last year to the Kangaroos, and she couldn't believe it. Never like to see injuries in this game.
And she's playing a bit of a Chelsea Randall role, but it's her kicking that's been most impressive.
Or a chance here for the Kangaroos. Pouncing on it was Munn, sends it goalward. And across the face. Does it sit for Shear? It does. She traps it, easily gets rid of Duff, and handballs to Stevie Lee Thompson. Gives it off to Forth. Forth kicks, and Sophie Lee is going to run into an open goal, and that should be game, set, match for the Adelaide Crows.
Us down on that weather report.
She did. She's got no idea what she's talking about, but stick to footy, Shani. That's why we love her. Sits up here for Mules. Still might be more goals to be had here from the Crows. Martin gives it off to Stevie Lee Thompson. And Stevie Lee says, I want to be the leading goal kicker in this competition.
I'm in the midfield. It's just a dangerous setup.
So seconds ticking down here in Werribee. It was Crows by 5 points at quarter time, by 10 at half time, by 11 at three-quarter time. They have kicked.
Let's not forget their fitness either. I mean, they've come off a game in Darwin.
Oh, that's a lovely little pluck from Eloise Jones. It's party time. She hits up Erin Phillips on the chest. Socks down, the flashy boots. She's hard to miss on a footy ground. From directly in front, and she adds the exclamation mark to the Adelaide Crows, and boy, do they enjoy this win.